Hey, my name is Jack Perotta, and today I'm going to walk you through Shopify dropshipping for complete beginners. Everything you need to know if you've never done dropshipping before, if you want to learn how to do it the right way. Today I'm going to show you a complete in-depth video of everything that you need to know. So grab out a notepad and a pen because we do have a lot to cover in this video. And if you do like the video, consider giving it a like, maybe subbing to the channel. It will really help out a lot. So let's get straight into it. So Shopify dropshipping in 2023. Okay. I'm going to go through a complete beginner's guide. And my name is Jack Perotta. I'll get a little bit into who I am way later on in the video, probably near the end, because you want to learn how to dropship. So I'm not going to talk about me in this video. First off, what we'll be covering in this video. We'll be covering, of course, what is dropshipping, what is Shopify. Okay, we'll be covering the ins and outs of what the business model is and how we do it. So we'll be covering a little bit about Shopify as well. We're covering finding a product to sell, the winner product checklist, so what I would consider a winner product and how to go about finding them. Okay, we'll talk about the products that I've sold, the winner products that I've sold in terms of ones that have done really, really well. Okay, in terms of scaling upwards of 15,000 per month and even a little bit more so, and how, I'm going to reveal those products as well, which will be really cool. Building your store, okay, what's involved in that. Talking about the best suppliers. So once you do find a product, how to find it from a supplier, how to go about finding the better suppliers to approach. Then we'll talk about advertising as well, actually how to make sales for your product. A little bit about branding, which not a lot of people will talk about, but it's one of the most important parts to dropshipping, especially in 2023 and onwards. Talk about the pros and cons as well of dropshipping, and just a little bit about what to expect before you actually get started. Okay, so what won't be covered in this, just a few things like business structure, taxes, and of course, legality. So that's more so for like a bit of a separate video. In my personal opinion, it's not really, you don't really have to worry about all this business structure, taxes, legality, all that stuff when first starting. I'd say get your priorities right in terms of actually learning the business model first, learning how to do it, learning how to sell. Then you can worry about all the legal stuff later. A lot of people worry about, do I need an ABN? Do I need this? Do I need that? What about taxes? Blah, blah, blah. They worry about all this stuff. They get everything set up and then they don't even know how to dropship. They don't even learn it properly. So you've got all this legal stuff, all these legal fees, all this legal setup for nothing. Okay, I would just suggest working on the business first, worry about the legal stuff later. Okay, so what is dropshipping? Now here we've got the dropshipping model. Okay, basically how it works is you sell a product people want on your online store, usually through a website on Shopify. Again, we'll go through what Shopify is. The customer then buys a product at a price you set. This is obviously going to be a higher price than what you can buy from your supplier. Once the order is placed, you use that money to buy the product from your supplier. Okay, so someone makes an order to your store. You then use that money that they give you for the product and you buy it from the supplier. Okay, the supplier then ships the product directly to the customer. You never have to see or touch the product. So there's no inventory stored. You are only buying the product once the product has been ordered from your store. Once you get money for that product, that is the only time that you buy it. You don't have to pre-buy any product. Okay. You also keep the profit that's left over. So let's just say you sell a product for $50 and you can buy it from your supplier for $25. Okay. You only spend that $25 buying it from your supplier once the customer gives you the $50. Then you keep the $25 profit. Obviously, there's more involved than that. It's not that simple. Obviously, there's stuff like advertising costs and maybe transaction fees and things like that. But that's the basics of it, okay? You also don't hold or pre-buy any stock. Like I was saying, you don't have to bulk buy. Say if you're doing Amazon FBA where you need to send inventory to an Amazon warehouse or any other business model where you need to pre-buy a certain amount of stock, you don't have to do that. You don't hold any stock. You don't have to see or touch the product. Okay. Most of the process is automatic as well. So in terms of fulfilling the order, in terms of delivery, it's pretty much automatic. There's parts of the business where you might have to hire people if you want those parts automatic as well. We'll get to that later on, but most of it is automatic, or at least semi-automatic. Okay, your product is initially sold from advertising as well. We'll get into advertising, Facebook, TikTok, Google. So you need to get your product in front of customers' eyes in order for them to, actually see it and make sure that they want it. Okay, your customer doesn't know that they need your product until they're actually seeing it. Same thing with you as a consumer. You don't know that you need a product until you actually see it most of the time. Okay, dropshipping generally costs around $200 to $500 to start with a smaller budget. There's a lot of people saying that you can get started with $50, $100. It's a little bit harder to do that. I would recommend around $200 to $500. Okay, maybe $200 to $300 on the really low end. The $200 to $500, which will most likely go into your advertising when it comes to testing a product. But that's what I would recommend to have a good base budget to start on with dropshipping. So we'll have a look over this model just really quick. Obviously, we've covered this, but this is how it works. Okay, you've got your store there. This is your store. Retailer, I will just use that as our online store. Customer buys a product from your store. From there, you buy it from the supplier, and the supplier shipped it directly to the customer. That's the simple, basic terms of the dropshipping model. Very, very simple. Okay, and that's why it's so great, because it just goes directly from your customer to your store, and then you just order from the supplier. Bang, you don't have to see or touch the product. Okay, that's why it's a very, very popular business model. So what is Shopify? Obviously, this is where we're going to be hosting a website on. This is where we do the majority of our dropshipping is on Shopify. Okay, so Shopify is a web hosting platform. Also allows payments to be processed on your website. So it's where you build your website, it's where you host your website, and where you show your product to people. And that's what allows people to buy your product. It's basically an all-in-one. It's also subscription based. So on the low end, probably get it for about $30 a month. Converted to AUD if you're in Australia, so probably 30 USD, probably around $40 a month. Okay, very, very cheap. You can sell both physical and digital products as well. Everything from browsing to buying is done through your Shopify website. So like I said, it's an all-in-one. Okay, so it's what you're going to need to build your website, put your product on. Everything is done from the moment they see your product on your website to the moment they go through the checkout and buy your product. It's all done through Shopify. So let's look at finding a product to sell, because it's one of the most important parts. Okay, so there's a few ways that we look at finding products, and I have a lot of product research methods on this channel that go a little bit more in depth, but I'm going to go over the basics as to how I do product research and how a lot of other people do product research when it comes to dropshipping. And like I said, if you do want more in-depth videos, there are a lot on my channel as well, and just on YouTube in general, which you can check out. But here's a few that I use currently. So first one is TikTok. Now TikTok is massive because there's so many viewers on there. There's so many people who use the app. It's also a great way to find products. So with TikTok, you can do things like you can go into the search bar on your TikTok app, and you can type in things like TikTok made me buy it. Shows you great products that people are dropshipping or people are using right now. Great product ideas. You can also do the same thing and type in Amazon best finds, and it will show you products that people are promoting, products that people have found on Amazon, which are really good. Gives you general really good product ideas, at least to get the ball rolling in terms of, okay, what are people looking at? You can go through the comments, see what people are saying about the product, seeing if it works. It's really an honest method or it's a way to find out what people honestly think about a product, because people just comment and they say what they really think on products. Great way to see if a product actually works and it's something that people actually want. You get so many people that there's TikToks that show products and people say, where do I buy this? I want this. That's how you know that people are generally, really interested in that product. You can also optimize your feed for dropshipping as well. So you can just go through all these products on a new TikTok account. You can like all these TikToks that people have posted, and then the For You page will just show you basically dropshipping products. You can do this with Facebook, you can do this with Instagram as well, but TikTok is a great place to do it. So another place that I look at products is Amazon. Few places that I go to, whether this is the .com or .com.au Amazon, okay, whichever marketplace you can use the US. It's really, really good. It has a lot of products. I look at the Amazon bestsellers list. I look at new release bestsellers and movers and shakers. Two best, in my opinion, are new release bestsellers and movers and shakers, because they show new release bestsellers is what is currently new, which are the best releases. So bestsellers, there could be a product that's been selling on there for 5 years, but when it comes to dropshipping, you want to be ahead of the curve. So new release bestsellers is usually a really good one that I start with. Then the movers and shakers are the products that have had the highest volume of sales in the last 24 hours. So only thing to note with that is that they might be products that could be sort of, I guess, more gimmicky products. Could be something like, let's just say if it's at the end of October, the movers and shakers could be Halloween products. And obviously you're not going to be selling Halloween products all year round, or if it's Christmas products, might have Christmas products in the movers and shakers. So that's the only thing to note with that. But the new release bestsellers are really good because they're bestsellers that are sort of around for at least a few months, and I think they have really good product ideas. But Amazon, again, you can check their reviews out on products and see what customers say. Amazon's a great place to go for product research. Another thing you can do is check out products on supplier websites. So I like to go through places like AliExpress, and again, we'll go through suppliers as well later on, but I like to go through products on AliExpress, Alibaba, CJ Dropshipping, Zendrop. Usually these websites, these supplier websites, have the best sellers, they have what's trending, and all of these methods that I'm showing you here are just to get the ball rolling and see what people want, see what people need, and see what is out there. Okay, there's been a lot of times where I'm on AliExpress and Alibaba, and you'll see a top seller on these websites that you didn't even know the product existed, and then that gets you down a rabbit hole. So you say, okay, well, maybe this product could sell quite well, and then you go click on that product and you see the related products, and you find a little small niche that you've never even seen before, and you wouldn't have even found that product if you didn't go on those supplier websites. So keep that in mind. Okay, supplier websites are a great place to not only obviously source your products from at good prices, but to get really good product ideas from as well. The last one is, which something honestly I don't always recommend. You can do paid software. Now, the great thing about paid software is it's software that is actually designed to show you things like, let's just say if we use PP ads for instance. PP ads shows the best performing TikTok ads. You can do things like best performing TikTok ads for the last 24 hours or the last month, or best performing TikTok ads for a certain niche or in a certain country. So they're really good for that. Okay, and it gives you I guess more statistics, more numbers as to what's working well. Ones like PP ads, Dropship.io. When it comes to these, just do your research on them, see which one you like best, and just take your pick. Maybe look at reviews from people online and see which one you want to go for, because again, they usually have free trials, but it's paid software. So just keep that in mind. My personal opinion, you don't need paid software to do product research. You can do these free methods. Okay, it's worked fine for me. All the products that I've found that have done really well have come from finding them myself, not through paid software. Okay, so keep that in mind. They work really well, especially if you're a complete beginner. I would maybe suggest doing paid software if you don't really know, or if you're not having much luck doing the free ways. Paid software is usually a good, great way to go as a beginner, but keep in mind, in my personal opinion, it's not always needed. Free ways are fine. So let's have a look at the winner product checklist. So this is what I would suggest you look for when you use these product research methods we just went through. This is what I would suggest you look for in a product. And this is these boxes that are being ticked. The products that I'm going to show you that I've sold that have done really well have ticked these boxes as well. So one, you need to make sure that it solves a problem. Product needs to solve a specific problem, no gimmick products or things that have no use. So you need to make sure that it's solving a specific problem. Okay, make sure that it's high quality. Don't sell a bad quality product. Make sure that it's high quality and works as intended. So you need to make sure that you maybe get samples of the product, or you maybe order the product yourself, see if it works. Make sure that it works, because people will eventually catch on and your sales will drop in time. Okay, maybe it might take longer than expected to drop, but a high quality product is a must. You also want to try and make sure that it's online exclusive. So make sure that it's hard to find in normal retailers. Scarcity is your friend in dropshipping. So the products that I've sold, I'll talk to you about, they've had this as well. They couldn't really be found in stores, so you can't find them in Walmart, Target, Kmart, Kohl's, Woolworths, any of that kind of in-store physical retailer. You couldn't really find those products there, because at the end of the day, if you have a product that is there, then why would they go and buy from an online store and have to wait for shipping? They could just physically get it right there and then. So online exclusive is pretty much a must as well. Then one tip is start with thinking of products that can solve problems of your own and that you can create a brand around. Okay, so if you don't know what problem you want to solve, start with products that might be able to solve your own problems. Again, the products that I'm going to show you that I've sold that did really well, did this for me. They solved my own problems. So if they solve your own problems, more than likely they'll be in demand, because they will solve the exact same problem for other people around the world. Also remember, I'd personally tried and failed 8 different products and lost thousands before I found my first winner. Don't give up after failure. I had a product that I thought was doing really well. One of the first products that I sold, I think about $250 in revenue for the month. I thought this was really cool. I'm selling really well. Didn't really know how to advertise. Didn't know that I was racking up my Facebook bill. And then I ended up losing for that month $1,500 on one of my failed products. Okay, I learned a lot, but I ended up losing, just over $1,000, $1,500 on that product because it was just a lesson I had to learn. Okay, I thought that I was doing really well, didn't take into consideration that ads had to be profitable and that I was spending so much on ads, didn't keep track of it. It's just things you need to learn. So don't give up if you have a product that you've lost money on or you think it's a failure. Like I said, 8 different products I had tried. I'd sold maybe a little bit here and there, but I didn't have that first winner product until after those 8 to maybe 12 products that I'd failed. So here's a product example that I would suggest as well. Product example that I can show you that ticks all these boxes. Very simple product, but it solves a problem. It's high quality, mostly an online exclusive, even though these are sold in retailers now. Still a lot of dropshippers are selling magnetic eyelashes and they're doing really well. It's a basic product, but it ticks all of these boxes, okay? Keep in mind, doesn't have to always be some wow. You get a lot of people saying that it has to be a wow factor product. Maybe if you're just doing organic TikTok or just trying to sell on TikTok and you're trying to appeal to a younger audience, maybe it needs a wow factor. But if it solves a problem, it's high quality, okay, and you can maybe only get it online, I think that's more than what you need. If it has a wow factor, even better. But sometimes the wow factor products are gimmicky products. So I'm more about products that have utility than products that just have a wow factor. If you're helping your customers with a product, then it will more than likely sell better for a lot longer. So here's a couple of products that I've sold, the 2 products that have done really well for me. Okay, first one is an ultrasonic dental cleaner. I first scaled this product, and as well, I have videos going more in depth with these products if you want to check them out on my channel. First one was an ultrasonic dental cleaner. Okay, it was a sort of like a toothbrush kind of product, but it vibrated, had a sharp end to it, and you could clean the plaque off your teeth. It's meant to clean more plaque than a normal toothbrush. I scaled this to $16K a month in sales, which came out to about $1,500 a week in profit. I only sold this product in Australia, and it solved a specific problem as well. Teeth cleaning, okay? It was along the oral health, teeth whitening kind of niche, so everyone's always interested in that. The product also couldn't be found in store. This particular design, which I sold back then, I sold it at the end of 2019, started 2020. Couldn't really find it in stores. I don't think you can find this product in stores, and it's even a little bit harder to find on supplier websites as well at the time. Also, it was on a branded website. At the time, it was called Jack Simple Tech. It was a one-product store selling only in Australia. Able to scale to that amount, okay, because I was just focusing on that single product and focusing on the problem that the product solved. Now, the reason I stopped selling it was because I didn't think it was a good quality product at the end of the day, and I didn't really feel good selling it. I didn't really want a product that could potentially damage people's teeth. If I had a higher quality dental cleaner, I'd probably keep selling that exact kind of product to this day. The next one I sold was just after this ultrasonic dental cleaner. Again, I sold it on the same branded website, Jack Simple Tech. I focused on this one. Even though it was a tech store, I sold a fitness product. So this resistance band fitness set, I sold during the pandemic. This was at the start of the lockdowns. So from around March, I sold it for the next few months, $15K a month in sales, from anywhere from about $500 to $1,000 a week in profit. Again, I sold only in Australia. It was a much needed product during the pandemic. So no one in Australia especially was selling fitness products. You couldn't get them anywhere. You could barely even get them from suppliers. I had a lot of supplier issues. I changed suppliers like 5 times because that's how scarce it was. There was just nothing out there. And that made it good for me because when I could get suppliers on board, I could sell really well. So at the time, fitness products were hard to find anywhere. So that's why these products did well. They solved a specific problem. And these 2 products, like I said, solve a problem for me specifically. I wanted something that could help clean my teeth. I found this product. I thought maybe I should start selling it. I wanted to do workouts from home because gyms were closed at the time during the pandemic. I found this and I thought, okay, well, if this is working for me, I can do home workouts. Maybe it'll work for other people. That's how simple it was. I found these products because I found products that solved needs for me. So take that into consideration, because I think it's really important when you're looking at products that will do really well. They're problem solvers and they're high quality. These resistance bands especially were really good quality. So my only problem was with this product was that I didn't end up scaling it or scaling the brand enough to branch out. More people started selling this product, and more people came to the market, and then it just flooded the market, and I wasn't differentiating myself in any way. And then more fitness products came to the market, and that was just a lesson I learned, because it was sort of one of my first successful products. That was something I had to learn about brand and upselling and just a lot of things with that store. So that's why I stopped selling that one, because sales started to slowly decline and I didn't do anything about it. But again, that's why it did so well in the beginning, was because it was high quality and solved a problem. So let's talk a little bit about building your store. Okay, this is where your product and brand will be put on display. Your website needs to look clean and professional. Okay, customers are getting smarter. Back in the day when it was like 2016, 2017, dropshipping, you could just throw up any product on a store and sell it online, and people would just go for it. You could sell bracelets, really terrible quality bracelets that costs like $1. You could sell it for $20 and you could market it to anyone and people would just buy it online. They didn't care about the long shipping time. They did not care. After, especially post-pandemic, people are getting a lot smarter, and coming into 2023, that is going to be even more prevalent. You need to really focus on brand, which again we'll be getting into a bit later on, but you really need to have a good looking store. And I learned how to build stores by doing it myself, building multiple stores, figuring out Shopify. I would suggest to try building your store yourself first before you look into hiring someone to do it, because at the end of the day, if you have a really nice store built for you, you pay them to build your store, whatever, get a freelancer. If you have a problem with that store or you want to change something on it, how are you going to know what to do? Do you have to hire someone again every time you want to change something? Do you have to contact support every time you want to change something? I recommend to do it yourself first, at least learn the basics. At least then you'll have an idea of how everything works, okay? But you need to make sure you have a good looking website. I also personally like one product and small niche branded stores. So maybe coming into 2023, I think small niche stores are going to be a little bit better than one product stores, because you can't just rely on one single product. You can scale one single product, but the lesson that I learned from my one product stores is you need to branch out. Whether that's simple upsells like express shipping, simple upsells like warranties, okay? Even just small product upsells, like maybe I could have sold a really small fitness sort of workout towel alongside my resistance band set that I was selling. You need to sort of branch out more than just a one product store, at least to a small niche store. General stores, I don't really like, because you've just got a whole bunch of random products up on a store and hope something sells. I would suggest maybe starting with 2 to 3 small products in a certain niche. So the fitness niche or in the dental niche, start off with that, and whatever gains traction faster, focus on growing that first, and then again branching out with more products. So that's what I prefer when it comes to my stores. Also, use a free Shopify theme. I personally like the Sense theme. I've been using that for my more recent stores. It's very, very clean. And if you want an example of a store that uses the Sense theme, I'll show you in a second. But you don't have to pay for a theme when it comes to Shopify. Shopify gives you a bunch of free store themes. Just use them. Okay, you don't have to pay $300 for a store theme. At least in the beginning. Once you get more experience, you can decide if you want to do that. But don't do it at the start. I just recommend to do the free ones. Research your competitors and model your store in a similar style to theirs, but add your own touch. That's one thing that I did that was the biggest sort of winning factor for my stores. I just modeled my store off of a store that was working, that was selling the same product, but I put my own spin on it. I did my own copywriting for it. I just used different selling points, okay? But I used a similar theme to a store that I knew was working. Worked out well for me. So research your competitors, okay? So when it comes to your website, you're going to need a few main pages. And I have a free 4-hour dropshipping course that you can check out on YouTube, which goes more in depth with this. But the main things you're going to need on your homepage, on your website, is the homepage, the product page, the shipping page, frequently asked questions, and a contact page. Now, for example, if you want an example website that uses the Sense theme that has all this stuff on it, go and look at the therafreezy.com. It is a headache relief cap. I've been looking at it quite a bit recently. While it's not the cleanest website, it is a website that sells quite a lot of product nonetheless. And it is one that I would recommend you check out just to look at the style, look at what they offer. You can have a better website than theirs, no doubt, but it's just something that it's a product that has a basic website. It's a brand that has a basic website, pretty basic product, but selling really, really well each month. Okay, and next thing you're going to need sure is you need to set up the back end of your store. I would look at YouTube. I have videos on this myself. Again, I've got a 4-hour free course. Just watch free videos on YouTube for that as well. But back end are things like shipping, things like payment processing, just all the basic back end that you need to set up. Make sure you have that in order, and make sure that your orders can actually go through when building your store and everything works properly. So this is pretty much like a big video in itself. That's why I said to watch the 4-hour course, because it goes a bit more in depth with that. But that's just something I've noted here as well when setting up your store. Next thing you need to do is buy and connect a domain using Google Domains. So if we're selling the magnetic lashes, I'm guessing this website's already taken, but if you have your brand name called foreverlashes.com, you got to make sure it's relevant to your brand or niche, and then you can buy it off Google Domains. It's only $18 a year to buy a domain off Google Domains, and it's an automatic sort of really simple connection to connect your Forever Lashes URL, your website name, to your Shopify store. Very easy. Again, watch the 4-hour free course that I have on YouTube here, and it'll show you how to do that as well. So let's talk about the best suppliers. And this is more so when it comes to importing your product, you're going to have to import it from a supplier. And suppliers are a tough one, especially in the beginning, because you don't know who to go for. There's so many, but I want to talk about the ones I would suggest and what to look out for when it comes to, choosing a supplier. So first one I would suggest, and what I usually suggest in this day and age, is for beginners, DSs, which used to be Oberlo. Okay, they utilize AliExpress. Oberlo used to be the go-to supplier when people first started dropshipping. Now, Oberlo was bought out by DSs. Works exactly the same. It imports products from AliExpress. So AliExpress, that's why I've got it in brackets, because it's basically you're dropshipping from AliExpress. You're just using the DS's app on your store. It's great for beginners and testing products, okay? They have cheap prices, decent product quality, very easy to use. Usually they have an overall shipping time of 15 days plus. They don't usually have under 15 days, so that's something to note. I'm going to be doing more so pros and cons when I'm talking about these suppliers. So usual shipping time of over 15 days, and they have no branding options. So great for beginners, in my opinion. When it comes to other suppliers like ZenDrop, CJ Dropshipping, USA Drop, they're the ones that I would suggest you use once you're done testing your product, especially ones like ZenDrop, CJ Dropshipping, more reliable. You've even got eProlo, which is great as well. So these are great for beginner and intermediate sellers. They've got great prices, good product quality. They're easy to use. Okay, their usual shipping times are over 7 to 15 days, or anywhere from 7 to 15 days are their usual great shipping times. The prices are a little bit more sometimes than AliExpress, but good product quality, decent shipping times. And you've got, suppliers like ZenDrop that give you branding options, so you can have little thank you cards. And there's other suppliers there that you can have your brand name on the box and things like that. So pretty cool. They have some branding options. But that is for beginner and intermediates, in my opinion. Look out for those ones. I personally use ZenDrop and CJ Dropshipping a lot of the time. When you find a product that works, they've been pretty reliable for me, and they've got pretty good product selection. Not as big as AliExpress, but CJ Dropshipping in particular has quite a few products on there. Now, the next one we've got is Amazon and eBay. Okay, and one thing to note with this is I would only do Amazon and eBay if you're an intermediate seller and you want faster shipping, and you also want to package the items yourself. Because keep in mind, you can't just have Amazon or eBay, you can't make an order and then have it shipped directly to the customer. And the reason for that is because when your customer receives your product from Amazon or eBay, it's going to have Amazon packaging, and it's going to have either the Amazon packaging, or if you're shipping from eBay, it's going to have the eBay seller name on the shipping label. So what I've done, and when I was selling really well and I wanted to take my shipping in-house and offer 2 to 5 day shipping within Australia, I bought a label printer and I ordered bulk from eBay. And then I just got my own sort of packing slips, and I just printed out the shipping labels myself through Ozpost, and I shipped them that way. Now, obviously that requires double handling, but it was quicker and cheaper for me to order in bulk on eBay and ship them out myself rather than ship it from a supplier that is going to take a lot longer. And I was able to charge a higher price for my product because I had 2 to 5 day shipping. So keep that in mind. So Amazon and eBay as suppliers, great for intermediate sellers, great prices, great product quality. It's not as user friendly though. So I had to fulfill them myself, all these orders, and everything was a bit more tedious, okay, because you can't really download an Amazon. You may be able to download an eBay app for your store, but they're not as user friendly. Only thing is it's faster shipping as well. Like I said, double handling usually required, and there's no branding unless you do it yourself. So like I said, I was able to have, instead of having a random AliExpress shipping label printed on the packaging, I was able to do my own. I had my brand name on there. I had everything on there, the customer details, and I was just able to, pack it all up, put it in the posting mailbox, and away you go. Very, very easy to do. So that's, I'd say, for intermediate sellers as well. The last one I've got here is Alibaba.com. So Alibaba is great for intermediate and advanced sellers. Alibaba has amazing prices, cheaper than anywhere you're going to get on AliExpress or any of these suppliers, because that's most of the time you're required to buy in bulk. But these are like the best prices you're going to get. Great product quality, some of the best, okay? You might get really good product quality on Amazon, depending on the seller, but always really good product quality on Alibaba. These are Chinese-based suppliers. So one thing I didn't mention as well is AliExpress, Zendrop, CJ Dropshipping, and Alibaba, all Chinese-based suppliers, okay? Great product quality, like I said. Only thing is it's not as user-friendly. When I was selling the resistance band set once, I had to use Alibaba as a supplier. They were the only place I could get these resistance bands from, and I had to fulfill every order individually. And that's fine until it gets to over 10 orders a day, and you're just sitting there doing each order individually, putting in all their address and name, phone number, making sure everything's correct, and doing it one at a time. It takes up a lot of time. So I don't think they have an app as of yet. I haven't used Alibaba as a dropshipping supplier in a while, but it's not as user-friendly as well. So just keep that in mind. There's shipping of 15 plus days a lot of the time. So I would only suggest this if you are ordering in bulk as well to get cheaper prices. One thing is you can build relationships with your supplier very easily. I've sold on Amazon myself for quite a while, and I've been teaching Amazon selling since mid-2018, and we always use Alibaba because you build a relationship with your suppliers, and you can also brand quite easily. Very easy to get in contact with them and negotiate. Only thing is, like I said, is bulk orders are usually required. That's why you get the cheaper pricing, okay, is because you bulk order. So I would suggest Alibaba. If you are more of an advanced seller, you know what you're selling, you want more customization of your product, and you want to actually start building a relationship with your supplier, Alibaba's the way to go later on down the track, in my opinion. Now, when it comes to advertising, this is the point where you have your product, you have your supplier, and now you're going to start showing your product in front of people, start marketing and advertising. So I'm going to talk about a few ways to do that. So advertising is what gets eyes on your product and traffic onto your store. Usually you need about $200 to $300 to test a product. I would suggest minimum $30 to $50 a day, okay? And we'll get into a bit more of that in a second, but I would suggest maybe testing out your product for maximum 3 days to find out whether it's a product that's a winner or not. So this is where the majority of your budget's going to go for dropshipping, is testing a product with ads. It's always required to scale in the beginning, unless you're using influencer marketing, unless you have a really big following on your social media platforms. You're going to need to get the name of your product and your brand out there somehow, and it always usually comes down to paid traffic. So here's a couple of ways that I would suggest you to advertise. First one is Facebook ads. For me personally, I've had the majority of my success advertising through Facebook. Okay, it's great for targeting certain interests. Can be expensive these days, but still works really well. Only other issue I have with Facebook ads is it is a little bit easier to get your ad account and your just accounts and ads in general banned. It's because Facebook's just really, really weird about some ads. Sometimes it can be going really well. There's been instances of people spending like $50,000 per day on ads, and they're doing really well for like a few weeks, a month, and then all of a sudden Facebook just shuts down the ads. Really, it doesn't matter how much you're spending with them. If they somehow think the ads aren't, in their sort of policies, regulations, whatever it is, they'll just shut it down. But a lot of the time you can get it back up. It's just sometimes a hassle. It's just one thing to note with Facebook ads, but it's the main way a lot of people advertise their products. The newer one, which has really been really good, is TikTok. TikTok's also not only good for paid traffic, but organic traffic. You see a lot of videos online now which people start their dropshipping businesses with no money, basically. They just start selling a product and they just start doing TikToks, getting into the TikTok algorithm, getting organic traffic. Great for them, okay? They're higher profit margins. You don't have to spend money on ads. So it's not only good for paid traffic, but organic. You can also be a lot more creative. Ads don't seem to get banned as easily on TikTok, what I found. And it's cheaper than Facebook a lot of the time. So I've found a lot more cheaper clicks. Only thing to note with TikTok is that you might not get the best quality traffic to your store. So what I've noticed, I've sold the same product. I did the same ad on Facebook, the same ad on TikTok. Facebook, I got less clicks, but more sales, even though it was more expensive. TikTok, I got like 3 times the amount of clicks, but less sales. So keep that in mind. You've got a younger audience on TikTok, so it really depends. You can't sell you can't sell a product to that's meant for old people on TikTok a lot of the time because the younger audience is there. TikTok's really great for those cheaper products that you sell for maybe $20 to $30 because younger people are more inclined to buy products at that price point. So keep that in mind. Although products at the $50 plus, $50 to $100 price point do work as well. Just depends on how you market it. So next thing, which has been really cool as well, as Google Ads. Google Ads have been gaining in popularity the last 1 to 2 years. It's amazing for interest and search targeting. Okay, so actual keyword targeting is really great for that. It also targets people already in a buying mindset. So let's just say if we're selling the magnetic eyelashes, people who type in buy magnetic eyelashes on Google, in their mind, they're already thinking, I want to buy magnetic eyelashes. When you're advertising to people on Facebook or TikTok, they're just scrolling. Okay, they're getting their entertainment, their dopamine, whatever they're doing on their social media. They're not really in a buying mindset. They're not on these platforms to try and buy. Where with Google, when people search for these products, they're in a buying mindset. So that's why Google Ads usually work quite well. Only thing is, I've noticed with Google Ads, there's a little bit more of a learning curve because it's set up a little bit differently. There's a few different things to learn because it's a lot of SEO as well when it comes to Google Ads. So it's a bit more of a learning curve than other ad platforms, but really cool nonetheless. Like when I first started with Google Ads, it only took me like a couple of days to get my first sale on Google Ads. And this was sort of like Google Shopping Ads. I was brand new to it and it wasn't as hard as what I first thought. There's a learning curve, but it's not that bad. Others, which I haven't necessarily tried myself, but something to consider, like Pinterest, Snapchat as well. Not as popular, which means it will be cheaper ads, okay? There's also a possibility of untapped market potential. So if you're selling, say, the magnetic eyelashes, everyone's going to be selling them on Facebook ads, okay? Maybe even Google ads, but maybe people might not be selling them on Snapchat ads. It might be cheaper for you, it might work really well. It's always good to try. Only thing is, maybe harder to target specific people. Like I said, I haven't tried Pinterest or Snapchat ads, but they could do really well for you. So don't just knock the idea straight away. Try these main ones first, and then you can try something different. Maybe you have a product that might do really well on Pinterest. Okay, so keep that in mind. Making your first sale. So when it comes to making your first sale, here's a few things to consider. Now, just a bit on the screenshots here. This was one of my newer products that I first started selling. This is what I posted on my Instagram story. Okay, I launched the ads for this product, and within half an hour, I had someone order 2 of them. So it started doing really well straight off the bat. Okay, I just wanted to mention that this isn't a fake screenshot. This is my actual, one of my stores. So making your first sale. Once an order is made, you then fulfill the order using your supplier. If you've used a supplier's app to import a product, then your customer's order details will automatically sync with the order. The supplier will then fulfill your order you've made and send it directly to the customer. So again, this is how it works. Let's say we're selling the magnetic eyelashes. We find the magnetic eyelashes for $10 and we want to sell them for $30 for whatever pack we're selling. Maybe it's a pack of 5 or something. Okay, we find this for $10 on Zendrop. We put it in our store, sell it for $30. Okay, so when a customer pays that $30 to our store, we then take $10 of that and we buy it from our supplier for $10. Then the supplier will get there, because we've used the Zendrop app. Say for instance, we're using Zendrop. All the customer's details will be in the order. It will automatically be used on our supplier, okay, through Zendrop. You don't have to put it in manually. It's all done automatically. You just have to pay for the product, $10. They'll ship it directly to your customer. So that's what making your first sale looks like. And the actual order fulfillment is quite easy. Once you have everything set up, it is, like I said, semi-automatic. So that's all about making your first sale. Now, one of the most important parts of this is branding. This is something that not a lot of people talk about, but I need to put it in this because it's so important. Branding is one of the most important parts, especially coming into 2023. This is something that is going to go alongside your product, okay? First thing you need to make sure is you sell a good product. You sell a product that people want. Again, make sure it ticks those boxes of a good product. But next to that is branding, okay? So in 2023, branding will become the most important thing for your store, right next to the product you sell. Once you find a product that sells well, your next focus needs to be, how can I build my brand's identity? I'll be talking about brand identity and integrity, okay, a little bit here as well. So brand integrity, and you could put that with brand identity, equals trust. Okay, so if you have good brand integrity, that means that customers trust you. Customers that trust you means they're loyal customers. Loyal customers equals business longevity, and then business longevity equals more money. So really, if you span it across all of this, if you have a strong brand, if you have a good product and a strong brand, that equals more money. That equals a longer business, okay? Keep that in mind, because people don't think about this. All people think about is, how can I sell this product as much as possible? The brands that make it, the brands that, the businesses, dropshipping businesses that last a lot longer, the ones that can be sold later on down the track, you don't have to keep your business forever. You could have a dropshipping business that does 50K a month, and you could even sell it for 6 figures, potentially 7 figures. Okay, there's people that have done it. Look at people on YouTube. People have done it. They've had a strong dropshipping business for 1 to 2 years. They've proved that it makes sales month in, month out, and then they go and sell it for like $1 million, $2 million. Crazy, okay? That comes down to brand identity and brand integrity. It all comes down to branding, okay? Brand is built from a name or logo, and brand integrity is built from quality and service. You got to make sure you have your customer experience in the forefront of your mind. It's very important. One thing to note, a brand is worth more than the products it sells. Just let that sink in. A brand is worth more than the products it sells. Okay? So ask yourself, this is how I think of branding. Ask yourself, why do you buy from these brands? Why do you have an iPhone? Okay? I have an iPhone. Okay? Why do you buy the iPhone? Why do you buy Nike shoes? Why do you buy from Amazon? You know the brand. You know that they have good quality products. You need to think of your brand, your product the same. Okay? No, you don't have to go out and build the next Apple, the next Tesla, or the next Nike, or whatever. You don't have to do that. But you need to aim, you need to have, your ideas aligned with these brands as to, okay, I need to give them a good product, I need to give them great service, and I need to make sure that they're taken care of. Because if your brand is known as a brand that takes care of their customers, has good quality products, guess what? Word of mouth gets around, more people are going to buy. Your brand integrity, your brand identity increases, improves. Keep that in mind. No one talks about this with dropshipping. Everyone talks about sell this crazy product, sell a product with a wow factor. Why? Why do you sell those wow factor products? Okay. Why do you dropship? It's not just to make money. In my opinion, if you want to have a good, long-lasting business, especially with dropshipping, you need to brand. It's all about branding, especially in 2023. Okay, I'll always harp on about branding. Now, let's just have a quick discussion about the pros and cons of dropshipping, because it's very, very important to note. So some of the pros, in my opinion, when it comes to dropshipping, it's very inexpensive to start. Like I said, $200 to $500 is very cheap to start an online business that could potentially make you a lot of money. Business can be started within a week or a couple of days if you're really good. I'm at the point now where once I found a product, if I spent all day on a store, I could build a store in a day, maybe potentially a few hours, and then you're pretty much ready to go. You just need to launch, make the ads, launch the ads. Again, done in like a day or two, okay? So it's very, very quick to start. There's also very few restrictions on what you can sell. When it comes to Facebook ads, yes, you might run into problems, but if you're comparing it in terms of, say, selling on Amazon, doing FBA, then Amazon, you need to get approved to sell in certain niches, certain categories. This, it's your own website, okay? You can sell basically whatever you want as long as it's not dangerous, okay? It's also easy to brand your store, easy to put on a logo, easy to brand, make the colors really nice, give a certain theme to your store. It's a lot more simple to brand, in my opinion. And also the business can be scaled quickly. It's very easy to go to selling 100. I say easy, but it takes time to learn. But the actual basis of it, very easy to go from $100 days dropshipping to $1,000 days dropshipping. It just comes down to finding something that works, increasing your ad budget, increasing your ad spend, and just fine-tuning things as you go. Okay, like I said, it's more learning all the learning curves, dealing with all the learning curves. But then once you find out what works, you just narrow down what works, and the business can be scaled quite quickly. There's a lot of people that have scaled their businesses from a few $100s a day to like 10,000 a day plus within like a week, and it's just crazy, People who have messaged me on social media have shown me proof of that as well. So there's a lot of dropshippers out there that do this. They scale it quite quickly. Okay, so here's some of the cons when it comes to dropshipping. Learning curves. There's a lot of learning curves when it comes to advertising and marketing. Like I've been saying, once you learn advertising and marketing, that's like a skill that you can keep forever. That was one of the biggest things I'd learned when it came to dropshipping, was learning the advertising and marketing. As well, it can be hard to find good suppliers in the beginning, but suppliers are getting a lot better these days, okay? It was very hard at one point to find really good suppliers, but now there's more suppliers coming into the market. It might just take you a little bit in the beginning just to find out who is actually good and who's not. Only way to really know who's going to work better for your business is to just try them out, okay? Other thing is you need to deal with customers. You need to deal with the order fulfillment, advertising, customer service, unless you hire someone. But in the beginning, when people order your product, you need to make sure you get them fulfilled in a timely manner. You deal with all the advertising. If someone has an issue with their product, they go to you. They don't go to Shopify. You're the owner. Okay, Shopify is just the website hosting platform. You're the one who runs the store. You're a business owner. So you're the one who needs to deal with all of that. I got to a point with my successful products that there's just too many orders coming in, and it was actually detrimental to me, to my time, to do the customer service. So I hired a freelancer to do it for me. So that's one thing to note as well, is you need to deal with it until you can get to that point where you can hire people to do it for you. Okay, so you're the back end, you're the last line of defense. So keep that in mind. Okay, so just a few things before you start dropshipping. This is a very, very important slide that I've got here, because stuff that people don't talk about when it comes to dropshipping, okay? This is what I would suggest you think about, things to consider before you start. First thing is, don't expect to hit it big on your first product, okay? So like I said, I had 8 to 12 different products that I sold, or that I failed at, tried to sell, before I hit my my first successful product. Keep that in mind, okay? You will most likely lose money in the beginning as well. I lost a couple of thousand at least when I first started trying dropshipping. I didn't think I was going to lose that, but I wasn't scared of losing that as well. You can't be in that fear mindset of thinking, what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? I wouldn't have made 15 to 16,000 a month on those products if I stopped, okay? I wouldn't have done that unless I kept going. So just keep in mind, you most likely won't hit it big in the beginning. You most likely will lose money. because if you're learning what to do, it's very hard to just be successful at it straight away, but it's worth it. Okay, you can't be scared of it. Dropshipping is only a scam to people who haven't tried hard enough. I don't really hear it from as many people these days that dropshipping is a scam, but the only people that I hear that say dropshipping doesn't work and it's terrible and all these people just talking nonsense and garbage about dropshipping, in my opinion, they're the ones that have tried it, they didn't try hard enough, they failed at it, and they just tried one, maybe two products, and then they thought, well, everyone that is dropshipping successfully is trying to scam other people, and they don't believe in the business model. So that's with anything. People who don't try hard enough end up believing that things are a scam and they don't work just because they've given up. And I don't want you to give up. Okay, that's the main thing. If you're watching this now, just try it and don't give up. Give it a good 6 to 12 months at the very least. The more that you focus on something, the more likely you are to succeed at it. Okay? Brand, brand, brand. I always talk about brand. Brand's one of the most important things. Next to finding a good product to sell, goes hand in hand with branding. Okay? Try different ways to advertise as well. Don't just be stuck on Facebook and, if Facebook ads don't work out, then that's it. Try different things. Try TikTok, try Google ads, try influencer marketing, etc. Look at all the different ways you can advertise. Focus on one thing at a time, obviously, but don't just give up on advertising if one way doesn't work. Maybe you've got a product that works better on TikTok as opposed to Facebook, so it might not work good on Facebook, but you try TikTok and it sells really well. Keep that in mind. Make customer satisfaction a priority as well. This comes down to brand integrity and brand identity. Okay, if you have happy customers, you will have more success. Keep that in mind as well. Always a priority. And that comes from me as a retail background as well. I used to work at a retail store back before I started my own businesses. And it's always come down to customer satisfaction. Obviously, it's a little bit different because it's your own business you're running now, but customer satisfaction is a must. Okay, it's not the customer's always right. It's just making sure you take care of the people that buy from you. Okay, and it will show itself. Okay, it will show itself in the life of your business. Don't sell a product that you know doesn't work. Like I said, the teeth cleaners, even though they did work to some extent, I knew that the product quality wasn't that great, so I stopped selling it. With the resistance bands, I knew it was a good product, so I was happy to sell it. And make sure that it works. Okay, make sure that your product's high quality and it works. Because if you don't, it doesn't work, and you still continue to sell it, your business will eventually go down. Make sure that you sell a product that works. Okay. Now, you're a business owner, so you got to act like one. Okay, so you can't just take the back seat anymore. You can't just say, well, this customer had a bad experience, I'll just leave it. It's not my problem. It is your problem. You're a business owner now. If you want to be successful, you can't just be someone who, acts like they know everything, take the money and then leave. You can't do that. Okay, you can't do that because at the end of the day, you're not going to get anywhere with it. You need to act like a business owner. Look at people like Davey Fogarty, the owner of Oodie. He really took that. It was like he made the Oodie. I think he stepped down now as the CEO, but while he was the CEO, he made that whole business like a child of his. He is the business owner. Anything that goes wrong with the business falls on him. He made it his problem, okay? And you got to be like that. You got to act like a business owner. Otherwise, you will not succeed with this. I can guarantee it with any business. But it happens with dropshipping as well. You need to act like a business owner. Don't be scared to sell in niches you don't know about. Learn about them. I didn't know anything about dental health, oral health, or anything like that. But I just thought, hey, I've got a product that will work really well. It's something that I wanted. Maybe I'll try it myself. Don't be scared to sell in those niches. At least just try it out. As long as they're not a niche that's dangerous or could cause problems for you to sell in, just make sure that you at least try it out. Don't be scared of niches because you might find a niche that you know nothing about and you do really well in. Okay. When it comes to Facebook ads, especially or TikTok ads, don't run ads longer than 3 days if they're not profitable. So let's just say if you spend $50 a day on ads, but you only make $20 in sales or you only make $30 in sales. If that happens for 3 days, or if you don't make any sales after the 3 days, try something different. Maybe different ads, maybe different targeting for your ads, maybe a different photo or a video for your ads, maybe a different product, maybe change your pricing, change something up. Just don't keep doing it because if you have a product that's not profitable when you first start selling, you can't scale. You just lose more and more money. If you have say $30 a day for your ad budget, you're not going to make money at $100 a day for your ad budget or $1,000 a day for your ad budget. So just keep that in mind, okay? Don't run ads. My rule is longer than 3 days. If it's not profitable, just cut it and just try something else, okay? If you're not making sales, it comes down to your ads, your store, or the product. It's not the market's fault, okay? So if you see someone selling a product that's doing really well and then you try it out for yourself and you don't make any sales, it's not anyone else's fault but yourself, okay? It's either the product, it's either the way you market it, it's either your price, it's either your website, could be anything, but it's not the market's fault. It's not people just, oh, they don't know that my store's good. They don't know that my product's good. No, you can't blame the market. The market's the one who determines whether your product is good or not, and it's your duty to show them why it's decent, okay? They're the ones who buy from you, but it's not their fault if they don't buy. It's your fault because you're the one who has control over everything. You're the one who controls what you sell, the way you sell it. So if you're not making sales, it comes down to one of those things, in my opinion. Lastly, have fun with it, okay? There's so much opportunity out there, and dropshipping is the gateway to successful business practice, and especially successful online business. Just have fun with it, okay? Even though there's big learning curves and you might not have fun when it's not selling, or you might not have fun when you can't find a product that works or something that works. But overall, I find dropshipping really fun. And when you get to that point where you make that first sale, you go to your Shopify app and you refresh, you get an email notification or you get the Shopify notification, you see that sale come up. Honestly, in my opinion, just that first sale alone, it's worth it. So just have fun with it, okay? It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows and everything when it comes to dropshipping, but I think it's just, you got to have fun with it. You obviously take it seriously, but don't take it so seriously that you take the fun out of it, because it's going to be dreadful. So always have fun with it as well. And I guess that goes with anything with life, just have fun. So let's talk a little bit about, before I go, talk a little bit about myself and Ecom Educate. More than welcome to skip this if you want, but just for people who are interested in learning what I'm about, learning what Ecom Educate is about, we'll talk a little bit about myself before we go. So me, I'm a 27-year-old business owner. I've been a business owner since I was about 24. I think it was 23. Been a business owner for. I've been on YouTube since late 2017. Subscribe if you like this video. Give it a like or comment. Really, really help out. Okay, so I've been doing YouTube for quite a few years. I grew my first six-figure business by age 25. Now, just so you know, I'm being completely transparent with this. The six-figure business that I grew was Ecom Educate. At the time, it was Ecom Excellence. I rebranded last year. I think it was early this year, to Ecom Educate. But that's the coaching business. That is the online courses, the online education, the online coaching. I grew to six figures by age 25. Okay, so just so you know, I have had my own online business myself. Amazon FBA, especially dropshipping as well. But the main business that I have, the main one that I've been running for the past 4 and a bit years, is the coaching, is the online education. I really enjoy it myself. Just being completely transparent with you guys, that is what I do. But I never expect anyone to get involved with my coaching, to get involved with anything I have to offer online, my online education, my courses. Never expect anyone to do that. I just want you guys to know that that's the business that I have. I love posting on YouTube because I just love doing the videos myself. But I would rather be transparent with you. I don't like those people that say, hey, do dropshipping, you're going to get rich with it. No, I hate that. Okay, I know how to dropship. I've had pretty good success with it myself. But I think my strengths myself lie within actually doing this kind of content, teaching people. That's just the basics of it, being completely transparent with you guys with this. I started e-commerce though in 2017. I started doing Amazon FBA. So it wasn't all dropshipping for me. I started selling on Amazon myself. I learned about it in 2016, started in 2017. I have more about that on my channel. If you want to get into that, or if you're interested in that, I launched Ecom Educate, which was then Ecom Excellence, in mid-2018. That was when I had a lot of demand for teaching Amazon FBA. I started doing YouTube videos. People actually asked me for a course. I had no intention of doing online education or starting that business until people really started wanting it. They said, hey, Jack, we'll pay you to teach us this. Can you do something for us? That's how it started. Okay, it started from the demand of viewers and subscribers. I also started dropshipping in late 2018 as well. Okay, dropshipping was something that I found really interesting because I was so used to Amazon buying in bulk and getting it shipped to Amazon, the Amazon warehouse, and selling it on Amazon. I thought, hey, these people are dropshipping. They don't have to buy inventory, and they're selling on their own website. So maybe it's something to look into. I started in late 2018 with that. That was my journey with that started. Again, I failed 8 products in a row. Got a few sales here and there with dropshipping, but failed 8 products, at least 8 products before I hit my first winner. Then I grew 2 different dropshipping products, 2 separate ones, to 16K a month each in 2020, which both of those came to about $1,500 a week in profit each. One of them was $1,500 a week in profit. The other one was actually about $500 to $1,000 in profit. Okay, so that's where I did really well with dropshipping, and where I learned the majority of it was doing it myself. Now, Ecom Educate, my online education business, is currently around 1,200 students, 1,200 plus students. That was from when we launched in mid 2018 as well. So one thing I want to mention is dropshipping. What I offer is dropshipping for complete beginners. Okay, so Ecom Educate, we've basically just launched a new training course that has everything to do with what we've talked about here, just more in depth. So I go through, actually showing you how to do these product research methods, how to find products, how to build the store. I give you things like the store template that I'm using, so you can just plug and play it into your own store. Everything you need to do in terms of advertising, how to make your own ads, how to launch ads, how to scale your Facebook ads, how I personally scaled my ads, and how I got to that $1,500 a week in profit. And everything's just really transparent and shown in depth. Okay, so that's just something else I wanted to note with this, is that I do offer more in-depth training. I do have a free 4-hour course on my YouTube channel, which you can check out, but this is just a completely updated one. Okay, like I said, I only launched it about a month or so ago, and it's always continually going to be updated. And as well, you have stuff like student support from myself, so you've always got support along the way. We have a Discord group, private Discord group, like an inner circle for students in there as well. Just something I wanted to mention. So if you are interested in that, give me a message or check the link down below. I'll have it linked down below. But I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope it gave you a bit of insight as to how dropshipping works. And if you have any specific questions, please reach out to me. I have my socials down below. I always try and get to messages as quickly as I can. I do get quite a few messages these days, so just keep in mind if I don't answer straight away, just that I haven't had time or I haven't had the chance to see it yet. But please let me know. I'm more than happy to help with dropshipping. Like I said, my training business is sort of like separate to YouTube. I don't expect anyone who watches this to get into my training. This is just something that I offer, and I'd rather be completely transparent about it. So if you are interested in it, click the link down below. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you have any other questions, please let me know. But my name is Jack Prada, like I said, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys very, very soon.